It's just work. We're trying not to take it too seriously.
But really, it is your career and you need to take ownership of it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome
Welcome
back.
back,
Welcome back.
Carol.
Good to have you guys. So good to be here. Um, yeah, good to be here. I think this is our fifth episode, first episode in the month of March. We are happy to be here. Um, and March is really, really special. Bukola, do you want to say hello?
Oh yeah. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm here. I'm not anywhere. I'm not. I'm not here. I'm here.
Okay. I'm not the only one here today. Of
Yeah.
course, Bukola is here. We have very exciting news. So March is really special for us here in or at Career Diaries for six because we are celebrating and highlighting women in the month of March. If you didn't know, March is the month where women are celebrated. It's the International Women's Month. It's a time where we celebrate the strength, resilience, and achievements of women across the world. It's an opportunity to recognize the impacts women make in our homes, workplaces, communities, and nations, right? While also reflecting on the work still needed to be done to achieve true equity and inclusion. In this month of March, we want to honor progress. We want to amplify women's voices and recommit to building environments where women and girls can thrive, lead, and reach their full potential. And we're doing that for today and for generations to come. Which leads me to, the next point is Bukola and I aren't alone today.
Yeah.
As we said, we want to As we said, we want to amplify the voices of women.
Yes.
And no better way to do that than having our first guest in
Yay!
2026.
Yay! Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
I love this.
First guest in 2026. First guest in, season 2 of this podcast. And this is someone who we really admire, who's doing
Yes.
phenomenal work.
Yes.
But I'm gonna pass it on to Bukola now to introduce our guest.
Thank you, Dickems. Honestly, I'm sure you can already feel the excitement in our voice. Like our guest today is, oh my gosh, she's everything you can imagine. Like on point, on point, on point. And I can't wait for you guys to hear her and just hear her story and all of that. But gives me great pleasure to introduce our very first guest in this series, Tenny
Whoop,
Onabanjo.
whoop, 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 whoop.
We're so excited. I'm going to just pass it on to Anna to just share a little bit about herself. But Tenny and I, like, we kind of go way back. We used to attend the same home church. So shout out to Fountain of Life Church. And we kind of reconnected when I moved to Canada. And honestly, Tenny is doing phenomenal things here. I can't wait for you to hear all about it. Making the move, the for Women by Women conference. Oh my God, like honestly, great stuff. And it's just we just knew that she had to be the right, like we had to bring her on board for this series that we're putting together for the International Women's Month, celebration. So I'm going to pass on the mic now to Tenny to just give us first a brief intro about herself, and then we'll take it up from there. Tenny, over to you.
Thank you so much, Bukola and Fadekemi. I'm really honored to be on the platform, and I'm so happy that it's virtual and it's audio because I get really shy when it comes to recognition. So thank God. So as I'm here, I'm like, oh, thank God. It was so funny. There was one time I was getting an award at work, and it was during the pandemic, so it has to be virtual. Usually you would go on stage and get the award.
Yeah.
My manager,
Yeah.
she's like, Tenny, I'm sure you're so happy right now because you would have done you would have done that. But no, I'm really honored to be here, and thank you so much for having me. So
Awesome.
as Bukola mentioned, yes, Tenyola Onabanjo. I, I run a platform called Making the Move, where we support Black professionals, women, and newcomers with career transition. And I know we have more questions around that, but I'll just go back to where all of this, why I chose this profession is, I had seen people very close to me struggle with job search, so I developed empathy for that line. And every time I saw people that were looking for a job, I would always try and find somebody that I can connect them to, that would help support them. And that kind of also guided the type of career path that I went that I have gone through. So I've worked
Okay.
in banking for about 8 years, and while I was in banking, I moved into human resources. I worked on some, equity projects, um, more specifically around women, how to increase and women representation. Then I went
Mm.
into, an experience design role, and then I went into diversity, equity, and inclusion, which kind of sums up everything that honestly really is about me, on the newcomers with Black professionals, women, and yeah. So that's really about me, and I love working with people. I guess I do would always want to work in a space where there's an impact side. So that's where I tend to find myself as I've gone through my career. And in my spare time, what do I love? I love watching crappy TV. For the last 5 years, I actually stopped watching Real Housewives. But then in January this year, my friend was like, Tenny, like, how far? Let's talk about Real Housewives. I was like, babe, I haven't watched Real Housewives in a long time. She's like, okay, let me put you on to Married to Medicine. So for the last 1 month, I've been watching Married to Medicine every night. Yeah, so that's what I do in my pastime, and I love eating. Yeah, I love going for lunch and dinners. Yes, over to you.
Nice.
Shout out to Cracky TV.
I swear. The
It's
best.
the ultimate comfort activity for sure.
Mm-hmm. For sure. What's your one crappy TV? What do you like, Dickens?
It's this person called Bukola. She's such a bad influence. Bukola introduced me to Nollywood YouTube.
Ew.
My God, chokehold.
Nollywood. Okay, I've never Nollywood YouTube. So like it's like the
Yeah.
movies.
Yes,
Oh.
YouTube Nollywood movies. My
Interesting.
goodness. Bukola introduced me, and whenever I need my brain to shut down,
Yes.
that's what I do.
Oh wow. I'll try that out.
Oh, trust me, Teddy, you should. Like,
No, I should. No, it helps. It helps. I can't be using my brain at night. I need to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
oh my god. It's so funny. They can say you just called me out like that. It's okay. No problem.
She has to.
No problem. It's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tenny. And I think you already gave like some a response to like one of the questions that I've asked you. So me just maybe ask that in a different way. But I think just to anchor us, one of the things we're trying to like from your story and get from your story is really like, and you spoke greatly now about like how you got into your making the move. What was the passion, the impact you're trying to make there? And I think we're trying to also just help our viewers also understand, like for women especially who have probably they're doing their stuff, great stuff, 9 to 5, but they also have something really, where just like have a passion or something purposeful that you feel they want to do, and how can they just even scale it up? What do they need to do? How can they intentionally navigate both, whether as their 9 to 5, their core 9 to 5, and then building that thing that's really close to their heart and giving them purpose, something more impact driven. And that's really how we're gonna, the questions would probably kind of would be in that light. So and it's really perfect that you just started off that way. So I can start off, and then Dickens, you can, or do you want to start off,
Sure.
Dickens?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
It's fine.
perfect. Okay, so you've talked a bit about this, but can you take us back to the moment where you decided, okay, I was going to start making the move. I'm not going to resign. I'm not going to have to stop my job or whatever. I'm going to start making the move. Can you take us back to that moment? What was that like, and what season of your life would you say you were in? That helped you, in helping you make that decision.
Okay, okay. Look, I love this question. So let me. Okay, so in 2015,
okay,
my sister finished from her master's, and very promising field she studied, and we thought that automatically, she would get a job, right?
Mm.
Masters,
Mm,
studied in Canada, all of that.
Yeah.
We
mhm.
did our undergrad here, masters, blah blah blah. But then it took her 3 years from there to get a job in her field. So she had to
Wow.
work.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So she had to work. How I say, she had to do. Yeah, I'll say menial jobs. Like, no disrespect to the jobs, but those jobs were not in line with her skill set and
Mm.
interest, and that took a toll on her mental health and also how she saw herself. Because whether
Mm,
or not we like it,
Yeah.
we what we do is of great significance to how we view ourselves or how we think people
Yeah.
view us, right?
Yeah.
So that took a toll.
mm,
Prior to my sister experiencing that, I dated someone, once he finished from school, it also took him about 3 years to secure employment. So that was 6 years in combined, for both of them
mm.
fully.
Yeah.
So I saw the experiences, and I just have a thing where I don't want anybody to experience that.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it affects your quality of life, whether or not you have
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
parents funding you or
Yeah.
not. It affects a lot of things. Anyways, so that's why, a lot of when I started working, I always had that impact piece attached to my role. Now
Mm,
fast forward to
Mm.
2020. um no, not let's backtrack, not 2020, about 2017, I started working in human resources at RBC. And I thought that, when I was taking this job, it was an executive assistant role, right?
Mm.
By the time I was taking this job, a lot of the people that I started working with in an internship program that I did in 2014, was a competitive program. I got into 100 people, 100 graduates
Yeah.
got in, blah, blah, blah. So we
Yeah.
all went our separate ways. Some people got like jobs that were 2 levels above their pay. Some people
Mm.
had lateral moves, but I had a lateral move.
Okay.
There were no entry level human resources roles at that time. So I
okay.
went into retail banking. So I was a banking advisor.
Okay.
And then I told my manager, I was like, hey, I'd want to move into human resources now that I have gotten this experience, because like I feel like I'm stuck. I told her, I was like, look, I'm stuck. I don't like, my peers have gone far ahead from me
Mm.
and I'm just here. And she told me, she's like, really? Do you think, like, really kind of think, like, I don't know, think like, do you think you have the skills, all of that? I'm like, you know what, look,
Mm,
if I don't get a job by July, I think this was me. If I don't get a job by July, I'm going to quit. Like, I told her straight up.
Mm.
I'm a very direct person. I was like, look, I'm going to quit. Like, this is not me. Anyways, fast forward to about July. I apply for a role. The recruiter messages me. By the way, this recruiter, I had messaged him like probably months before or even a year before,
mm,
and he didn't respond. But then he saw my name again and he messaged me. He's like, "Oh, I know you applied for this job, but there's another job with I'm going somewhere. Don't worry, you get me.
Mhm.
There's this job with the VP of Global Recruitment. I think you'd be a good fit. She's looking for someone that can grow, develop, blah blah blah." I'm like, okay, sure, let's do it.
Mm.
And this role wasn't even a promotion; it was a lateral move as well. But it was a lateral move into human resources where I
This
wanted
is
to be,
wow. Okay.
right? And aligned with an executive. Anyway, so
okay.
I went for the interview. We had similarities. We both live in Hamilton. We both
Mm,
like, we just had so many. She was like, yeah. So she literally like literally hired me on the spot,
Mm.
and that was the beginning of my career, I would say.
okay.
So that was the beginning of me actually having someone that was a sponsor. She
Mm.
advocated for me everywhere she went. She would talk about me everywhere. Like, people will meet me and be like, "I use the Tenny,"
Mm.
right?
Mm,
And that working with her was the beginning of making the move. I didn't start making the move in 2017. I started making the move in 2020. But the lessons that I learned working with her and the contacts that I made working with her has
Mm.
what helped me build making the move, and also for Women by Women, the conference that we have coming up, right?
Yeah.
So yes, well, she was a great force. She supported me whatever I wanted to do. And then when it was time for me to get another role, she said, "Hey, I'm recommending you for a double promotion.
Wow.
You are
wow.
like way beyond your expertise, and you've done your best." So that was, anyways. Then it's so funny. In when I was still working with her, she was like, "Tenny, I think you should go work in DEI." And I said, no, it's because I'm black. Like, what kind of question, what kind of recommendation is that? I was like, no, I'm going to go do project work. So I went into to do project work. We had a good relationship, so don't mind me. Um, yeah, and look at where I am now. I'm in GEI. So funny.
Yeah.
Life is so
Mhm.
funny. So let's fast forward to 2020. So I just said that to say 2020 came, pandemic hit. I have always been busy doing, I was always doing school and work, school and work. I never really had downtime. Pandemic came, I realized that I had some time on my hand and I wasn't commuting the regular 1.5 hours one way. So that's 3 hours of my day that I had. And then somebody had reached out to me and said, I have somebody that I want you to talk to. They're looking for a job, blah, blah, blah. And in that moment, after I spoke to the person, I realized the mistakes that the person was making with regards to their job search, as well as, of course, the barriers that you would face as a Black professional and as a newcomer in Canada. And in that moment was when I was like, you know what, family, my mom and dad were around, my sisters, I was like, I'm going to start a company. And then we literally, so I said, okay, everybody sit down, let's brainstorm. So we brainstormed. And I said, and as someone that I feel like in the past I have been very indecisive, I thought, no, the name is going to be called Making the Move. And that's how Making the
Wow.
Move,
Wow.
because it's present continuous, right? We're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And I said that's what the
Mhm.
name is. So Making the Move.
Mhm.
And I said I'm going to structure it around, what I have felt has helped me in my career in terms of building a strong network in Canada, and then also having some coaching services. So that's how we started Making the Move. And then what was your next question? Sorry, I've gone off tangent. So yeah, that's
Actually, I
how
think
we
you've
that's how
answered
Making
it.
the Move itself was
Yes.
started. For Remember Women is a different story entirely, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really something, Tenny. And I think just seeing how you mentioned a couple of key things there. Like, number one, of course, when you eventually got that role, the executive assistant role, like supporting, a leader, but that person really taking interest in you, and just being a sponsor, and then now sort of like birth, because you said everything that you also learned there is what really you've applied into building, Making the Move. So it's just seeing that, having that a leader who believed in you,
Yeah.
and even
Mm.
that beyond the corporate space, like it translated even something beyond that, and even into your own this impact work that you're doing, Making the Move. I think that was something really yeah, that was really good. That was something really good, and something I would say that really stuck with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I think for me it was or it is, you know, um from time to time we seek opportunities. It might tarry, we complain, we feel like, oh my God, when will my time come? And then when you get the opportunity, you don't know what to do with it. And I think, or you don't make the best out of it. And I think what you have just shared with us is you got the opportunity. I mean, it took a while.
Yeah.
And then you got the opportunity, but you put your best foot forward. You were always putting your best self forward. And I think that's why that woman was such, or was and is such, a big, I don't know, sponsor,
Yeah.
advocate, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
And so, just to our listeners, is like when you get opportunities, especially opportunities you've always wanted, that's not when you rest on your laurels. That's not
Mm-hmm.
when you feel like, "Ah, I've arrived, I can breathe." No,
Yeah.
it's actually when you power through, and every day you're putting your best self forward.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, which leads to our next question is, Tenny, what's the hardest part of managing a thriving corporate career,
Mm-hmm.
and also growing an impact-driven organization? A lot of times people glamorize juggling things, people
Mm-hmm.
glamorize entrepreneurship. But in your opinion, you have this thriving corporate job, and then
Mm-hmm.
you are growing this impact driven organization.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part juggling both or managing both?
Wow. Thank you so much. And when you sent me this question, I was like, okay. In all honesty, I think something always gives.
Mm.
So, thriving career, yes, my job is very demanding. And Making the Move also has its seasons when it's very, very demanding. Right now, we're in the process of planning for Women by Women program, our annual women's program coming up in April. So one area of my life that I would say would definitely suffers is my that I have noticed is my probably my well-being.
Mm,
Mm.
Um
mm,
yeah, so and that's one thing I'm trying to. I know what tomorrow I have to go on a run. Yeah,
Mm.
so that's one area because I get off my bed and the first thing I think about is, I already have a message from my teammates.
Yeah.
I'm checking my phone,
mm,
so I just get up and I do whatever my devotion, but then I get up and I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I have two very demanding I'll say let me just call them jobs, right? Two very demanding jobs that I mean my regular job and then I have making the move. So two very
yeah,
demanding roles that I'm facing. So it definitely takes a toll on my well being and
Mm.
having to um deal with probably seasonal burnout.
mm,
Um
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so people always ask, "Oh, how do you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like something is given, which is well-being and
Mm.
burnout." And then that's
yeah,
at the point where I'm like, you know what, I have to step back from some things, like reducing my
Mm.
speaking engagement.
yeah,
I travel a lot, so I take time to travel. Um, yeah,
mm,
that's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thanks for like being vulnerable. I
yeah,
remember just a few like last week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was talking to my sister and she was just saying how, sometimes people look at other people and think they think they have everything together.
Mm,
Guys, nobody has everything together, I promise you. And
yeah.
this is not me being pessimistic or anything, it's just
Mm,
facts. You
mhm,
see someone like Tenny, or people you admire, and it looks like, oh my god, they're doing so much with their 24 hours, they have everything together. They don't.
mm,
Something is suffering, and when you get to that point, it's on you to decide what the important things are
yeah,
and prioritize those things. We've
yeah.
said it. We've said it time and again on the podcast. Nothing is more important than your health. I
yeah,
promise you.
100%.
yeah,
100%.
Right? So if you see your well-being and your health declining,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to reorganize your life. Like, okay, there is something I'm not doing right.
Yeah.
I might be impacting people and making all these changes and doing all these
Mm,
things, but if your health is sleeping, it's time to make a change. Um,
100%.
and nobody's going to show you that on Instagram. Nobody's going to show you that on LinkedIn,
Mm,
right?
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
so
you just
now
have to rub it in.
I had to. Now you've heard from the horse's mouth is something, and for people watching, Tenny is like, oh my god, she has it all together. But she's just
Wow.
told us that certain things we're suffering,
Mhm.
um, and she's now having to prioritize those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know, Games. I love that you just reiterated this. Like it's like you're reminding me because
Mm-hmm.
last year I after the conference I flew to see my friend just for a little break, and
Right.
as I would sleep, my food wouldn't digest
wow,
Mm.
because I hadn't been moving. Like I was stationary.
mm,
For a
Wow.
long time.
My
So
goodness.
yeah, so I started having acid reflux, things I had never had before. So I went
mm,
to the doctor and he was like, "Do you
Yeah.
move at all? Your cholesterol level is so high.
Oh
wow,
Like you don't
wow.
move your body." And I'm like, "Actually, I don't. Like I find myself sitting down 7 a.m. in the morning
Mm.
till
wow,
midnight." And then I
Mm.
started running. I started running and I signed up for a race just so I could keep myself accountable. Because I was like, okay, I need to be because
yeah,
I can't do the work I want to do if I'm not here.
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
True.
So
Very true.
yeah, so I really like what you said. Health definitely number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think you already even answered a couple of like some questions relating to that. Just talking about how you're able to manage both without feeling burnout. But I'm just curious now. I'm just curious to see how you're able to navigate boundaries, being transparent, or just the fear around making the move.
Yeah, so I think number one is so I have a very good team, like making the moves. I have a team of volunteers.
Okay,
Um
amazing.
yeah, so I think that's one of the things that, I was like, I can't do everything. And there were people that were really passionate about the work. So they do help with with the heavy lifting, and I'm really grateful. So that's
Mm,
that piece. So while I am doing my day job, there are people that are taking turns to work on making the move.
Okay.
mm,
And also because the work is very impact driven, I place boundaries around work hours versus making the move hours, which typically comes during the weekend or evening time. And
Okay.
then work is work, right? Because you have to
mm,
respect the time that, I have to respect the time that my employer is paying me. And of course my
Yeah.
job is very,
mm,
very demanding. So I never have time
mm.
to be I'm like, hey, if you want to talk to me, it has to be after this time
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. That's
Mm,
and I liked what you said about the fact, like, some people also take that, like, employers can be understanding, like they'll be supportive, but some people also take that for granted. And but I like what you said,
mm,
respecting, those hours that are work for work, like
mhm,
my employer's time, so that being paid for and doing the work. So I think just for people listening as well, like, if where your leaders, your managers are also supporting the other thing, like something else you're doing on the side, you also need to just
yeah,
be careful that you're not taking that for granted, and then maybe using, I'm always very hard on myself, like, even like anything, not even using my work laptop, not using any, like, nothing. I don't want nothing personal,
Mm, mm,
should even go. Just for me, I even take it that far, right? But yeah, I think I like what you said.
yeah,
Respecting that time, I think, is really important.
yeah, yeah. True. And for me, I liked what you said around, having a strong community that supports making the work, making the movies doing. I
mm,
think for a lot of people, you stretch yourself thin trying to do everything by yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Open it up. You never know how many people are willing to volunteer. Um, and even if you don't have, if your side hustle or your business or whatever isn't like impact driven, and maybe people you wouldn't get volunteers. Sometimes maybe open it up to internships. Like you don't necessarily
Mm,
have to go
Mm,
hire someone with, I don't
mm,
know, 100 years of experience. Start with hiring interns. But my point is, you don't have to carry it alone.
mhm,
Um, Open it up to get help, whether paid or unpaid. Then there is this popular saying about if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go longer or something farther,
yeah.
go as a team or go with people. That's
mm,
really important. This vision Tenny has will go farther with the help of people, who share her passion and whatnot.
yeah.
um the next question we have, Tenny, is as a woman, do you feel pressure, whether it's spoken or unspoken? Do you feel pressure to focus on one thing, to be taken seriously? How do you unlearn that? And I would I'll shed some more light. As
Mm,
Nigerians, we side eye people who are doing so many things. We're like jack of all trades, master. You master at none, or no
mm,
future ambition. Today you're doing this,
Yeah.
tomorrow you're doing that.
Yeah.
Stay in one place. Let's know what to support, right? But as a woman, do you feel that pressure? Like, okay, maybe there's one thing I should be doing, and just really focus on that thing. And for people who have that mindset, how do they unlearn that?
mhm. That's You know what? I used to have that mindset a while ago before I became an entrepreneur.
Mm.
And it's funny, like when you begin to walk in the shoes of people that maybe you used to judge, then
Yeah.
you're like, ah, man, I owe you an apology. um,
Yeah.
so okay, here it is. I honestly do not care for people that have not walked in my shoes that condemn me. I honestly
Mm.
do not.
Mm,
I do not take advice or I don't take. I mean, I might. Some, there might be some truth in some positive criticism. We'll take it, but then honestly, I'll keep you at
yeah.
arm's length. But I
Yeah.
really don't prioritize those people because one
Mm,
thing that I have noticed is people that are thriving or are doing similar things they're not the ones that would be condemning you. They're the ones that will be showing you, okay, here's how you could do things differently or whatnot. So
Mm.
for someone that is trying to dip their hands into different things, here is my thought on this is there are two angles to it, right? Um, they say people sometimes, entrepreneurs, businesses fail for the first 5 years, blah blah blah. You adjust, you move into something else. But on the other end is some people try something, they quit, try something, they quit. Like they've not tried
Mm,
enough.
mm,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if that is you, then I don't encourage such a person to just try something else. Like you need to really focus on, okay, what do you have conviction on? and
Mm-hmm.
and focus on that and see it through. Even if it fails, you've seen it through. Then you can try
Mm-hmm.
your hand with something else. Because if you're not someone of conviction, everything you
Mm.
try is going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be making your decision based off what everybody is telling you on the internet.
Mm.
Now, there's another person where you have conviction. You're going into this. You try this business. Say, for example, I'm working on making the move. From making the move, we birthed for women by women, right? So
Mm.
somebody can
Mm.
say, why they focus
Uh,
on black people now? They are women.
Mm.
Things babies can come out of it because we had a strong foundation for making the move. Now we moved into we now we found another niche where we saw there was demand and we had the data for. We moved into women because we trusted our gut and we trusted we knew what we were doing. We can try to move into something else tomorrow as well, based on the foundations that we've built. So
yeah.
I'm just taking it with two angles. That one is, are you someone that easily quits and you're not sure about your vision?
Mm.
Or are you
Mm-hmm.
someone that you're strong, you know what you're going into? Even if it fails, at least you have the strong work ethic to see things through.
Mm,
Right.
That's how I view it. So now I'm not even, honestly, sometimes I ask myself, why do I have a business? Like, why the hell? So now I'm like, should we just shut this thing, shut everything down because I'm tired? But I don't feel shame. Funny enough, I don't feel shame because I know when
mm,
I talk to my entrepreneur friends, everybody is feeling the same thing, the pressure. So
Mm.
I know they wouldn't
mm,
judge me if I say, okay, I'm closing it. They'll be like, okay, we
Yeah.
understand you're stressed,
mm,
right? So
mm.
yeah, I don't care with people that haven't tried it. Like, no, I don't. Too bad.
Love it.
Nice. Like.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Thanks, Danny. This is really, really great conversation so far. So we'll just switch things up a little bit. And just
Mm.
ask now, like, so since building, making the move, and just venturing into this impact work,
Mm.
change the way you show up at work? Like, you feel like, oh, you have more confidence, you are able to better, like, I don't know, just what has it done for you, like how you show up at work, really? Like, yeah, just tell us a little bit about that.
Mm. Um. Yeah, so I think for me, it's being able to take. Yes, it has helped my confidence. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
Because for the longest time, I felt that when I worked on, when I finished as the executive assistant, I went into project work. There was a product owner. I was an initiative. I was a initiatives manager, or whatever. But there was
Mm.
always someone that I was reporting to, right? That will get the sign off before moving to the next level. So I kind of deferred to hierarchy when I was in the bank. And then when I moved into
Hmm.
the firm is more, you take on more tasks, like you have more autonomy and all of that.
Hmm.
And by that time, I have started making the move. And as someone that, as an entrepreneur, you have to make decisions. There's
Yeah.
nobody I'm like different. I mean, I can ask for people's opinions, but at the end of the day, the final decision comes down to me. So because I had built that confidence, or not built, but like still building the confidence, um, it helped me in my role where I have to take on different tasks and different hats and make decisions and speak to stakeholders and ensure that there's buy-in, because a lot of the work that I do as what's it called, a senior an inclusion, I would say, specialist, is getting people's buy-in on the initiatives that we're running to ensure that it's embedded into firm culture.
Hmm.
So that's helping because I have to talk about the value making the move brings to an organization. The same thing I'm doing at work, talk about the value, the initiatives that we're doing is going to really ensure that our culture is built, as well as it would help us retain the key talent. So it has definitely helped. Secondly is,
Mm.
on both ends, I have to talk to senior leaders. So um, yeah, so it helps how I'm showing up, how I'm
Yeah.
presenting myself, and type of creating I'm putting together, how I'm putting, like how I'm selling, like how I'm talking about the work and the data and why this fits into their
Mm,
strategy.
mm,
So honestly, I would say it helps. And I also have mentors. Like I do have mentors. I'm not gonna lie. This week I've had lunch. I had lunch today. One of my mentors, and just hearing from them on about how we all honestly, in one way or the other, have that element of imposter syndrome, but we do it afraid
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
having real conversations like that just gives me the boost that, you know what,
Mm,
they're afraid too sometimes, but they do it. So why don't I just do
Mm-hmm.
it as well?
mm,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, valid, valid, valid all
yeah.
around. I saw recently again. Sorry, I have many sisters. So one of my sisters posted, and she said, "Huh, the only people who don't suffer imposter syndrome are the are the actual imposters,
Facts.
right? Because those guys, their
Facts.
confidence is on another level. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. We're just keeping an eye on time.
Yeah.
The next question out, and you've sort of touched on it, but if you just have like bullet points,
Mhm.
would appreciate that. What do you think is the quiet fear holding women back from building something while employed? I know some employers have these non-compete, or
Yeah.
like you can't engage in moonlighting, blah blah blah, all those things, right? But other than those sort of compliance related stuff, what would you say is the quiet fear holding women back from building something while employed?
Quiet fear. I think honestly, I think it's a fear of. I think okay, there are two. I think it's a fear of failure, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it
Yeah.
comes out as failure. I think it shows up as the need to be perfect before you bring out the work.
Love it.
Which honestly I think boils down to the fear of failure, right? So the need to have
Mm,
a complete product or service before you begin to venture out. And that's the convo I have with a lot of people is you have this idea, you don't need to go big, like start small, figure out, where you need to make adjustments and continue to go instead of making a finished product. So I
mm,
think it's a fear of
mm,
failure, but it's disguised as perfection.
Mm,
mm.
mm.
Yeah. Are you really a perfectionist, or are you just really afraid of starting and afraid of
Exactly.
failure?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Thank you. That was really that was very yeah, that was deep. that was
Yeah.
okay. We're wrapping up now. I just have one question before we then turn it over to like for you to just share a little bit about we'd like you to share where people can find you if any people want to connect and just see the
Mhm.
that making the move is doing and just keep up to date as well with things happening on that front, and also tell us a little bit about the conference for
Mm.
by women. We'd like to hear that and when the date for the next one is coming up. But before we go there, what is one word, like your last thoughts, like what would you like to leave women with, just like one truth about womanhood as a whole, ambition and choices. What would you want women listening and even every other person listening, what would you want them to walk away with? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. So it's probably not a word, and you've mentioned the word. I know what, I'll pick on your word because like you said choice, right? Become
Mm,
so good at what you're doing that you have choice.
Mm,
mm,
mm, mm,
Okay? So whatever it is, whatever, if it's a job, if it's just you being good looking, if it means you
mm,
dressing, because that determines your options, the quality of your options.
mm,
mm,
And then you have
mm,
choice. So that you don't have to. I think a lot of times we settle for what is less than the best because we haven't positioned ourselves in a place where we have options. So choice.
mm.
right.
Wow, that was such a
Right.
a powerful closing remark. That's
Yeah.
become so good at what you do that you have a choice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going to sit with that one for a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Absolutely. Tenny, thank you. Those were no better words to close this session.
Hmm.
Okay. So would you mind just telling us, like, if people want to find where people can find you? And again, of course, we'll put this on the screen as well, so people can also just take a note of that, and also telling us about For Women by Women and the upcoming conference.
Perfect. Yeah. So you can find me. We're on Instagram. So there's Making the Move. Making the move. I believe on Instagram, and we're on LinkedIn as well. Making the Move. We also have our website www.makingthemove.mtm.com. You probably see it on the screen or somewhere in the description.
Yeah.
We have our upcoming women's conference, which is holding the fourth year in a row. We are entering year four.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
And we bring together ambitious women
Yeah.
to grow and develop. Making the
Mm,
Move is a career platform. So obviously the foundation is career. But there are other things that we touch on. We're going to be talking about your finances, and it's going to be
mm,
titled Money, Power, and Choice. We're going
okay.
to be talking about your health. We're
Mm.
going to be talking about, how to grow in leadership. So it's really going to cover different facets of a woman's life so that you can live, quote unquote, a balanced life. And you're also going to have the opportunity to meet with leaders in the industry. We have amazing partners. We'll be releasing them soon. You'll
Okay.
be able to meet with recruiters if you're trying to, network your way to your next position. This is a conference
Fantastic.
for you, and you're going to live with sisters. At the end of the day, women, like, people love being there. People just love staying and just coming
Yeah.
and just communing together. So it's a
Mhm.
place to be, and you can register on our website. April 18th, 2026, going to be downtown Toronto. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's it.
Okay. If you are in Toronto, guys, or the GTA or whatever it's called,
I'm
please don't
flying.
sleep.
Yeah. Flying.
Offline. Please don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly, I was there last year, and I think, to Tenny's point, I think I love the balance of, like, I think
Mm,
having the first, aside the church conference, of course, that usually would go through maybe different aspects, but
mm,
seeing like a conference, not maybe faith based, like,
mm.
and just, but it was the fact that, like, oh, I think I attended the class on makeup. I was like, makeup, I'm like, oh, am I
Yeah,
in a conference?
yeah,
What's going on here? you know but
yeah.
it was really well rounded.
Mm,
And the speakers were honestly absolutely amazing. Like, I can't
mm,
even, so many things that I still think back to that session. So guys, honestly, you should not, don't miss it. That's my point.
mm.
Do not miss this.
Mm. Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. But thank you both so much. I really enjoyed it. You're both very good at moderating. I'm always like iffy about podcast. Well, you guys are amazing. You guys, you both are amazing moderators.
You.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tenny. Thank you for being here with us, spending your evening with us. It's cold, it's busy, and you still made out the time to be
Yeah.
with us today and like really talk from your heart. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We really hope that our viewers are able to take some learning points from your story and everything you've shared. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you. All right, and that's it, folks. Until next time, take care.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.